Hello, welcome, and thank you for checking this video out. In this video I'm describing how to prepare fresh tilapia stew, and we'll get right to it. So first of all, I'm gonna take you through the process of preparing fresh tilapia, in case someone doesn't know how to handle this when they get them from the grocery store. However, if you are experienced in this area already, you can skip on to around minute 3. That is when I start cooking. So we're going to start off by removing the fins from the tilapia. I already washed this so they are clean. So you're going to use your kitchen scissors, and if you don't have kitchen scissors, then a strong and sharp knife would do the job just as well. So go ahead and remove all the fins. Some of these fins are not easy to remove, so you have to do it quite skillfully, like cut them as I do in this video, and yeah, should be able to do it. So that fish is ready. We are going to defin the second one. The fins on the belly area are the ones that are most difficult to remove because they are hooked in really tight. So yeah, like this fin right here, it's not easy to remove it, but with a little bit of struggle, I succeeded. Yeah. So go ahead and remove the rest of the fins. You'll notice that there's an area where if you cut, then they come off easily. Where they attach to the main body of the fish. Okay, that second fish is ready. So I'm gonna lay them here and show you the next thing that I wanted to share. So when it comes to preparing a whole fish, you have to clean it really well because you're gonna be boiling or cooking everything. So make sure the gill area is very clean. When you're washing it, you can insert a finger and kind of swish through, just make sure it's clean. And the belly area as well, you want to make sure to remove everything from there. And then the next step is going to be cutting the fish. So you can cut this in as small pieces or big pieces as you wish. I decided to cut mine into 3 pieces each. But you could also just cut it once, in halves. That also works just fine. You could also cook the fish whole as it is, but that requires a really big pot, so I just like to cut mine in pieces, but there's no restriction there. So now the fish is ready, so we're gonna move on to cooking. So we're gonna need the following ingredients: red onions, some red bell peppers, green bell peppers, and crushed garlic. And then we're also gonna need some tomatoes, which I already grated. And then we're gonna need powdered spices, curry powder, paprika, black pepper, and salt. But black pepper is optional, so you don't have to include it if you don't like. And then we have coconut milk. So yeah, those are the ingredients that we're gonna be using to make a very thick and delicious sauce for the fish. So we're gonna start off by frying the onions until they are slightly browned. So when the onions have browned enough, you're gonna add in the crushed garlic, and then you're gonna fry that as well in oil until it's just very slightly brown. You don't want your garlic to overcook because it's gonna get bitter, so that looks good enough. Now we go ahead and add our green and red bell peppers and saute those in oil as well for about 3 minutes, just to let them cook in the oil, because that's when we get the right flavors. So they look good, so we're gonna add the grated tomato. You can dice your tomato, you can cut it in whatever way, you can puree your tomato. I like to grate mine. So go ahead and add those and then cook until the tomato fluids have evaporated and the sauce has thickened. It's gonna take a bit of time, so I would cover, open, keep cooking, and until all the fluid all the liquid had evaporated. By the way, I felt the need to do a voiceover for this video because I thought the recipe needed a bit of explaining. However, as you'll notice in my other videos, it's mostly brief written instructions and background music, which really does help in keeping the videos short and to the point. After the sauce has thickened enough, just get a masher and mash that into a smoother paste, because you know the chunks from the bell peppers, you want to crush those. It's going to add to the smoothness as well as the thickness of the sauce. So when that's ready, go ahead and add the powdered spices. Yeah, and then just fry those for a moment. So usually frying ground spices allows them to release more aroma. They actually perform better. So yeah, you want to cook those in oil for about 2 minutes and then move on with the next thing. So now we are going to add coconut milk. I love to use coconut milk when cooking fish, also when cooking meats, just all of my stews. I love to use coconut milk because the flavor is awesome. It just elevates the dish so much. So stir the coconut milk in, and now we are ready to add water. But look at that, it is thick. You can already tell how good the stew is gonna look from this mix. So at this point it's ready to add water. So go ahead and add as much or as little water as you wish. Now you may say I added too much water, but that's how I like it. Again, I have a little one and I like to have a lot of soup in his food when I can. So yeah, you can decide to add less water than that, and then taste it, decide if you need to add a little bit more salt. And when the sauce boils like this, go ahead and add in the fish, and we are almost done. Just add it in, make sure it's all well covered in the sauce, so that you want it to simmer in that sauce and really catch on all those flavors. So go ahead and cover the pot and then reduce the heat and cook. And now our fish is ready. As you can see, it looks awesome. Now tilapia is a fatty fish, so there's a lot of you can tell that there's a lot of oil in the dish, but I gleaned off most of that fat before I served the fish because I didn't want to eat all of that. So I needed oil for frying. This is what it looked like after I gleaned off the oil. So now we're moving on to serving. But yeah, I needed the oil for frying, so I used quite some oil, but if you want to use less, that's okay. But as you can see, when it's served, there's no much oil anymore. So I served it with ugali and kale, and I do have recipes for both of these sides on my channel. So yeah, go ahead and check them out. And that is it for today. Thank you for watching. See you in another video. Bye bye.